Hey guys, another video for the Buying a House in Japan playlist. Some people looked at the old houses on the other videos and were asking me about them and about new houses and the differences. Basically, in Japan there's the concept of the disposable house, which basically means that most of the new houses are made using fairly light grade softwoods as frames, which sort of means they're not super strong. They're usually built to an earthquake standard, but as far as lasting, they're not really built to last a long time. I guess it's partly because Japanese people like new houses, so the resale market for older houses is not real good. So the way they're built is sort of modular, so they can sort of build them really quick. They can build a house in a few weeks. And if you actually have a look at the bricks or the brickwork on the outside of these places, these houses and these apartments, you'll find that it's not actually brick, it's actually sheets of fabricated stuff that looks like brick. So it's just a sheet or series of sheets that they just bond to the wall, basically, and then seal it with a silicon sealer. So they throw these places together really fast in a few weeks. And the valuers in Japan and the banks in Japan work on a sliding scale. So basically, if you do buy a new house or a new apartment in Japan, pretty much as soon as you buy it, the value of the house itself, not the land but the house, drops by 10 to 15% as soon as you buy it for a new house. And then it's a sliding scale from then until 25 years later, when valuers will value it at zero. That's the Japanese Valuers Association, or whatever it would be called in English. That's the scale they use. So basically, as soon as you buy it, it drops 10 to 15% in value. After 25 years, the house itself is worth nothing. So with that in mind, when they build them, it's all sort of prefab plastic. So plastic and sheets, and it's all sort of thrown together. So they're actually very nice to live in when they're still pretty new. Very nice and clean, and well made, but modular. So all these bits just clip together and not built to be there very long. So they're nice to live in when they're new, but as far as an investment, long-term investment, new houses just don't have it, which is why you would have seen in the other videos we've been looking at older places, because you don't have that big drop in value on the house itself, and the older ones are normally built more solidly. So these prefabricated bathrooms are actually one module. So everything, the whole room is basically a module that just gets dropped into place. So there is exceptions. There is some big companies in Japan that build steel framed houses and build to a higher standard, and the valuers accept them as being on a different scale, so they'll value them differently. But the majority of houses are on that sliding scale, 25 years down to zero scale. So I mean, these are nice to live in. Living in them is actually quite pleasant. But buying them as an investment, buying a new one in Japan as an investment, is probably not a very worthwhile thing to do, unless the land is in an extremely good position, and for some reason the land's going to increase in value, which is rare in Japan too. So yeah, investing in houses in Japan, unless you buy something really cheap or buy an older one on a really good piece of land in a really good position, buying a house in Japan as an investment's not necessarily going to be a good idea. So anyway, hope that helped. More videos coming soon.